It's not an artist or AI, it's an artist with AI. The simple compute power that today a mobile phone has, and those were very different days 20 years ago when
We even made an ad for 1 lakh.
today you don't need Shah Rukh Khan to give you the same dialogue in 20 different languages. He can say it in one language and move to the next, and AI can take over and change the languages. I would say our imagination was hugely limited by what the technology could do at the time.
And of course the HappyDent Palace ad.
You need a RAM for that.
That is true.
There's only one RAM.
We use techniques like chroma and some stuff that one would do on a phone now, right?
What is the most expensive budget that you've worked with? Usually at IVFXR, we talk about movies and the VFX breakdown of these movies, right? But this episode is slightly different and very special. Joining me today, we've got Khvafar and Amita Madhvani from Equinox Virtual, and we're going to talk about some of the most iconic ads, VFX work that goes into ads, and something special that they're cooking up right here.
Hi IGN India, I'm Khvafar Vakharia.
Hi IGN India, this is Amita Madhvani.
And you're watching us on India's VFX revolution.
What does an advertisement mean to you and why is it important?
Ads to us has been somewhere where our journey began. We started Equinox Film with making ads, and to us that was the timeline and the technology that was available to tell a story in a very short format.
If you look at ads that were made decades ago, I mean, of course, you've been involved with some of the most iconic ads, and we'll get to those, but the core principle, do you think it's still the same? Because right now what we see is an audience that wants to skip ads. I mean, 5 seconds of ads.
Given an option, anybody can skip anything.
Yeah.
Option diya kyun? Diya hai to
So that
skip
was
to
the
karo.
problem.
Correct.
Hai na?
Yeah, absolutely. So that in fact is a great way to actually tell that story in that first 6 seconds before you hit the skip button, right? Which makes the first 6 seconds so much more important, right? We were used to a time when any which way you could change the channel the minute an ad popped up when you're watching something. You could change the channel, and your chances are you would move to some other channel and watch another story and then drop the one that you were watching.
Right.
Now we live in a generation which allows for a quick skip at 6 seconds, so that at least you're not swapping to another channel or another medium where everybody is competing for attention, right? Whether it be gaming, whether it be long format shows, ads, now micro dramas as well, and that's where the future is right now. So that beginning few seconds has always been, I think in the last 10 years, has been very important to any brand trying to tell its story and trying to start with that.
अब इतने साल से अभी इस इंडस्ट्री में हो, I think what is it 40 plus or?
I think we finished 40, right?
Yeah, we have finished. As an organization, yes, we finished 40.
The company has been originally, I think that's crossed 40 years.
That's
There used to
crossed.
be cinematics and then Equinox. So yeah.
इतना success पा लिया, no one's keeping count anyway, right?
That's true.
But I'm going to take you a few decades back to the history, right? Because you've been involved with some of the most iconic ads in Indian history, in world history. I mean,
We've been blessed.
We've been blessed.
to be involved
Actually,
in
we
some of
have.
that stuff.
We've seen it. We've
Yes.
been part of it. It's so exciting.
Yes.
Yeah.
so there's multiple campaigns that, I mean, even today, to this day, when that jingle comes to mind, it's a mind worm. It's so hard to get it out, right? There's the Har Ek Friend zaruri hota hai, Humara Bajaj.
हमारा बजाज हमारा बजाज
And of course the HappyDent Palace ad that won quite a few awards as well.
Yes, yes.
How does that even come up?
You need a RAM for that.
That is true.
There's only one RAM. So it needs a RAM's mind. It
needs the vision.
a dare. It needs a certain kind of presence. It needs a kind of a humor to it. But Khvafar was very much part of that in terms of the VFX and the entire.
Fortunately, I was part of it very much from the prep to the shoot and the post as well. I think everyone who worked on it, right, whether it be from a vision perspective, which is Ram, whether it be from the client perspective for their brand voice, whether it be from the agency's perspective, which was Prasoon Joshi and the team at McCann, bringing their sort of view on what the brand should communicate, right?
Amazing.
All of this feeds into the craft that you finally see on screen. And HappyDent just happened to be something that everyone around it were just so in awe of the idea and the vision that Ram had sort of put together, that everyone just poured into it, and labor of love it shows.
Technology that we have today versus technology that perhaps existed when the HappyDent Palace ad was made, for instance, right? It's vastly different. बहुत कुछ change हुआ है. At that point, was there something in terms of like VFX and stuff that was being done as well?
100%. Very different. VFX was very different 20 years ago, right? We didn't have the simple compute power that today a mobile phone has, and those were very different days 20 years ago, when something as simple as a mobile phone used for communication, right?
Yeah.
There was no WhatsApp, and emails were like limited to like Blackberries, and I would say our imagination was hugely limited by what the technology could do at the time. Looking back at it today, it's not an artist or AI, it's an artist with AI, is suddenly game changing, because you get a chance to express a visual that you may not have even expected to express, right? And it makes it possible in minutes. It's amazing.
Time is a big cruncher here.
It's amazing.
You can create more now. I think what has always helped us in these processes has been the vision has been clear.
Okay.
कि हमको ये बनाना है, हम यहाँ अभी हम कैसे पहुँचेंगे? It's like हम पहुँचने वाले हैं.
It's not just VFX. I mean, one doesn't realize that 20 years ago we weren't in the digital era of these cameras right now, right? And we had film. We didn't even know what was being, burnt onto the film. So unless you go and process it, develop it, turn it into a positive using telecine.
Smell it.
Yeah, until you're sitting in that room, and then when you see it for the first time, that this is what you've shot, either you go, oh my God, what have we done? Or you go like, oh thank God, we got this, right?
Was there something that you can tell us about what was used for the HappyDent ad, the VFX work?
There was everything, right? I mean, we composite 200 layers where we eventually found the limit of the most cutting edge hardware at that time, and then we went past it. So that was interesting. We use techniques like chroma and some stuff that one would do on a phone now, right? Those at that time was considered at the forefront of this technology and VFX and post-production, right? Things like sky replacement. We shot everything in the day. We turned everything into night, right? Not just by a simple turning down the brightness, but actually the layers, crafting it. Because the light itself, right, is VFX. I mean, obviously, you're not going to get a flashlight out of your
telling
teeth,
me that,
right?
You're telling me it was fake.
Right? That's shocking. But yeah, so those were all sort of decisions, the millions of decisions that follows a vision that is set out very clearly, and we all sort of executed to that vision.
It's expensive to make an ad, right?
We've even made an ad for 1 lakh. I mean, what is there? For us, the creative matters,
right.
Yeah.
And whether we can definitely bring in our little bit of creativity into it, and can we? Because we are basically by DNA a production house.
What is the most expensive budget that you've worked with?
There's no sort of thumb rule as such for anyone in the industry, no matter at what level of talent or experience you're at. I can draw a stick figure, and that's a storyboard, but that may not and that will cost me nothing, right? I can draw a completely high-end storyboard, and that will cost me something. And now I can do a concept art that will cost me something. But what's awesome is AI has come in and eliminated the need for all of that, jumping straight to a more concept art and those kind of things.
Right.
So there are certain efficiencies which are just now part of the system. So there's no real, I would say, like a number that you can put on it.
Ad महंगी थी कि नहीं भैया, और बहुत सी चीजें जाती हैं उसमें बनाने के लिए. So somewhere that conversation was relevant. I think in today's world that conversation is not relevant because those tools are available across.
Correct. Today you don't need Shah Rukh Khan to give you the same dialogue in 20 different languages. He can say it in one language and move to the next, and AI can take over and change the languages. If you were to shoot 20 shots of Shah Rukh Khan, even if one shot takes 5 minutes, right, that's 100 minutes. That's been saved on doing something else, which can be far more efficient. Let's say when sound came in the 1920s, everyone was like, oh my God, this is the death of silent cinema. But what happened? Did we stop watching?
Yeah.
Right? It's
That's
no.
so
When
true.
we moved from film to digital,
Black and white
we've-
to light.
black and white to color,
Yeah.
that is another moment. We've moved, our generation has moved from film to digital, and has it, and everyone said, oh my god, films will not have the same soul if it's not on film. But I mean,
It
seriously,
just finds its own new curve. I don't think, because we've been in so many industries now, no? I think
Yeah.
just in terms of businesses, I don't find that as a problem.
Okay.
I find it's recorrecting, and if it's resetting, then let it be so. उसको time देना चाहिए.
But now coming to Mohini, Khud Se Pyar. Now, can you tell us what is it and what do we expect from it? What is it?
It's a journey of a young girl. It's a Mumbai girl. It's a girl who sits with you next to you on a train. There is a story there. You see this life around you every single day. To me, that matters. That little one-person life matters. So it's a very gentle, sweet tale of a girl's journey into the world of dance. She's classically trained. She's a dancer. It's into her own awakening and coming into herself. And what does that take? And it doesn't have to be, it happens to be a girl's journey, but like I say, I'm not a girl-boy kind of a genre story. I believe it happens to every person. It's just that my character scene happens to be a girl. And so you, from a girl, you become a woman, you become a, you become a professional, all those journeys are small things that happen in everybody's life. I want to connect there. I want to keep certain things simple. It matters. So I think that's generally Mohitni Khud Se Pyar. Then it's a musical.
What's the format of this? It's going to be mainly vertical and for mobiles. How do you want people to enjoy this?
Basically be on mobile itself. We are in the process of that. Just now we're generating, as it is called.
Mohini Khud Se Pyar, now it is your upcoming show. But what kind of tools are you using to make this show now?
So I think currently using anything, stuff that we are getting easily accessible on AI that we can experiment with, and trying to structure that. The kahani is a dum. So the storytelling is something that we own, and that is what we are moving on. So I think hopefully both will merge and there'll be a truth and honesty that the show will talk about it.
I mean, we're not tied into a particular sort of model as such. The underlying models are always upgrading, always changing, always in a state of beta, right? And they're always getting better and better every month, right? So
Better.
why limit ourselves to just one tool when we have an entire tool belt to choose from?
What does Equinox Virtual's future look like then?
We do see this sort of adventure going in the future. Like I said, it's the media and entertainment world. We have to cater to the market and the audiences that are evolving as the world evolves with it. Things like microdrama, obviously using AI. We're also dipping our feet in virtual reality, and we do see that this is going to be a great enabler for stories, immersive stories. So these are all sort of communication mediums that I feel will keep evolving through the years, and we have to just be on the forefront of this new format, new ways of storytelling always.
So watch us for more, and we're coming with a lot more to announce. So fingers crossed on that. So hopefully a great 2026.
Yes.
So first of all, thank you for having us on IGN India. Mohini Khud Se Pyar, and many more projects that we have lined up in Equinox Virtual with Khvafar and me. We're both heading that, and with Ram, of course, there's always a Ram. And excited about this year.
Thank you, IGN India. Thank you so much. It's been a great chat. Thank you for spending the time with us, to the entire team here as well. We'll see you soon, and keep an eye out for Equinox Virtual, Madhvani Films, and Equinox Films always.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
Bye.